See, it is the whole set of products, whether it's iAccept, my background, or the background registry. These are all part of the same ecosystem because the output of one is part of the other one. So this is how a normal the home screen would look like when you log in. And one can log in as an employer, or can log in as an employee, can log in as a partner, or can log in as an administrator. The model on how the system works is this is the black box, and these are the employers who don't talk to each other or they are in the market. This is the job seeker who is the only person who interacts with the portal. So how it works is these employers, they roll out the offer through the portal. Now the first question that comes is, company rules require that the offer cannot be rolled through an external party. What are the components of an offer? The components of an offer are your designation, the compensation, and the dates. Now, what is confidential are the compensation and the designation. The dates are not really confidential because the day is joined. So, if a mechanism can be formed by which the date of joining, the date of offer can be rolled through a portal, then it is far more easier to manage. So, I will give an analogy. If you have any time gone, and when you go and buy a property, the first thing that the bank would want is an encumbrance certificate to ensure that the property is not sold. What does the encumbrance certificate do? You have to go to the local Tehsildar office and find out, and he gives you a certificate that that particular property, what you are talking about, is not encumbered or it's not hypothecated to anybody. So here also the same concept. When you go to the portal and check the portal, it will say that this person, there is no black mark. It does not, the portal doesn't collect any details of individual. So the portal doesn't know whether the guy comes from HR background, finance background, technical, non-technical, nothing. It will only say the person is not encumbered or has no contract which is outstanding against the person. Exactly the concept of an encumbrance certificate. Right? Now, what are the benefits to all the parties who are involved? The benefits are, for the job seeker, it gives them an attested set of certificates, which could be joining certificate, experience certificate, including relieving certificate. I'll come to that why it is all those have been plugged in. For an employer, the attested offer acceptances can be generated from the system. The no-shows can be tagged on the system. Absconding cases can be tagged on the system. Because see, an absconding case for you today, at the end of the day, it is useful for somebody. This concept is very similar to what Sybil today uses. Sybil today exactly uses the same thing, financial data. So even if somebody has defaulted somewhere. Now we are trying to create an ecosystem by which people at least realize that their score comes up or down. And for the hiring firms, see, consulting firms or hiring firms, recruitment firms, for them billing is part of contingency. So if the guy joins, they get the billing. So what happens is for them, the conversions happen much more. So they are also an interested party in the portal. And background verification companies, see, we all talked about absconding and so on. See, what happens in the CV also, there are gaps. Now, if there's a gap of a month or a week or 2 months or even a few months, the guy will say that he will seldom say that he actually worked in a company and absconded. He will say that he had some other work in the village or whatever it is. Now, that piece of data, because that is not a corporate data, you can never verify that. Because what you verify is his work experience. Company A, B, C, D, E, joining. So this doesn't get verified at any point of time. Now that's a solid value add for a background verification company because they can know whether this guy has absconded somewhere at some point. Because that is what gets captured. Now this is how the system is configured for a corporate. So corporate has a super user, and in the corporate, under the super user, there could be people who handle only staffing, there could be people who handle only HR. The difference is the staffing handles up to offer stage and up to the date of join. After the guy has joined, then he is part of the onboarding team, onboarding or HR and so on, generalist. Now, because there are features wherein the resignations of the individuals can also be plugged into the system. Why we did all that was, quite a lot of companies, they have dedicated people whose job is only to ensure that past employees data which is verified, because you cannot refuse data if asked by somebody else whether so and so worked in your company and so on. So there's a lot of manpower and cost involved in trying to service those requests. Number one. Two is there are all these cases where the individual has this ability to generate those letters, and sometimes for loans and so on. As long as they are able to prove that they are working in a particular organization, salary and financial standing is backed up by the bank statement and so on. So these are individual statements which the individual himself or herself can take. So what we have done is the HR role, that is in an organization, there is a super user. Under the super user, there will be two channels. All the hiring, there could be multiple people who handle the recruitment part, so there will be multiple logins and entries for them. The HR will have separate. So when somebody resigns from the organization, the resignation copy or email copy of the resignation goes to the HR, not to the recruitment file, their team. And which is obviously why they should be burdened with that. So that is how the structure of the portal is, which can be changed. Like an organization can have the same person handling both or like that. This is typically how an employer's dashboard will look like. So the employer's dashboard will have the profile. They can register the candidate. They can roll an offer to a candidate. There are staff options. That means the super user can actually assign X, Y, Z as a sub user and so on. And they can log in. Now let me spend a minute in registering candidate and roll offers. See, registering candidate is when you are about to make an offer, you can register the candidate. Alternatively, the candidate can also register directly. Now the trick here is, when you register the candidate, you are not able to know the motivation. See, in the morning we discussed what motivates the guy, right? So the trick for you to increase the conversion is, ask, when you are about to make an offer, ask the guy to register. It doesn't take, he doesn't have to spend more than 2 minutes to register. All he needs to do is put his email ID, phone number and so on, and his PAN number. The minute he takes that extra step of registering, you have one more confirmation from him that he is willingly committing to registering. Okay, because this again was a learning, because when you register, he feels that it is something like, you have rolled out the offer, so okay. So that is how in the implementation. But as a company, you can, and suppose you are also doing campus recruitment, you can do that bulk registration, because sometimes for time constraints, it may not be possible for the candidate to go back and register, in which case you have a bulk uploading of Excel sheet by which you do the names and everything. You can, it could be from the campus side or it could be even lateral lines. But this is not very strongly recommended, because and it need not be that the candidate has to register only when he is about to get an offer. See, today the database has guys who have just registered, and they get a mail from the system saying that on your CV now you can put that you are already registered on iAccept.